Hey YouTube, Tyler here with the KingdomsTCG, and I want to thank you for spending your time and clicking on this video. This video is obviously not my typical upload day, but that is because this Saturday, July 20th, I'm super pumped to be hosting a Kingdoms tournament. There's going to be 19 people total coming, but 16 are actually going to be participating in the tournament that is going to be going on. And so in this video and another video to come on top of the Saturday posting, I want to be giving you guys a breakdown and a sneak peek of what this tournament is going to look like. So especially for those of you that are into making your own trading card games or just simply like the Kingdoms trading card game, you can get ideas how to host tournaments or simply be entertained by what went down. So just to kind of give you guys a rough idea of what the schedule of the tournament is going to be, it's going to be 7 hours of just Kingdoms goodness. It's going to be from 1 to 8 p.m. And my dear friend Joe, who was in this last video that I posted of a gameplay video of Esther Crust versus Linford, which you should totally go back and watch. We are going to be hosting it at his house. Everyone's going to show up around 1 o'clock, and my brother-in-law Alex, who is an expert when it comes to tournament bracket setting up and organizing, is going to give everyone a rundown of what the night's going to look like. And it's going to first start with pool play. So everyone that is new to the game and those that have already played the game before are going to be separated into different pools where they're just going to be playing with the basic starter decks or their crafted decks, and the pools have been separated evenly and fairly. After pool play, which people will, through pool play, get their seed for the double elimination tournament that will be following after, there will be a short intermission break where people who are brand new to the game will get a set of 4 cards each that will be personally tailored to the Kingdom, the starter deck that they are using, which will help make their deck a little bit better. And then there's going to be a time of drafting, which they'll have special booster packs where there's a better chance for to get better cards, so that way for the card draft, or the people that are drafting the cards will be able to get better cards. The winners of the pool play will each get a booster pack, hence making their ability to win the tournament just a little bit better. And then after that, they'll also have the ability, just for $1, to get groups of 4 cards that I have put together and I've tailored together to each kind of have a little theme. So if your deck is struggling with Magicka, there's going to be a set of 4 cards that will give you a good Magicka bonus in your deck. Do you need more firepower in your deck? There's going to be a set of 4 cards that you can get to give you more firepower in your deck. So I want to give you guys a quick glimpse real quick as to what the 3 kingdoms will get after pool play, the 4 bonus cards that I have personally picked to help make their decks function much better. I'm going to be putting it up on the screen right now for you, but for those that are playing with the starter deck of Linford, they're going to be receiving the following 4 cards. They're going to be receiving Lancer, Caravan Horse, Empower, and 4. They're receiving Lancer because Lancer is a major engine for the deck, as it is a major searcher and it is an excellent Sacred Phase 1 card. It was probably made a little bit too good, but at the moment, that's what Linford uses, that's what Linford needs, and if they can get another one in their deck, it just makes them that much better. Caravan Horse is an excellent card that can protect their cards with Rage. Now, I have heard from some people that they don't necessarily use the Rage ability a whole ton, but now with Caravan Horse being out on the field, this now entices people to use the Rage ability and be okay with using it. Next, the card Empower is just a great card because Linford is so focused on the heavy aggression that if they can get their hands on another Empower spell, it just further makes them more powerful, especially if they're able to get Lancer out in the field and maybe even put a Coppersmith with Lancer, and then if you can empower that Lancer, all of a sudden you have a card that's going to be very unbeatable. And then lastly, just because any deck, any fortress is good to have another token, giving them the token 4 will be very good because it will give them that +4 Magicka that they need, so that way they can produce an even better turn. For those that are playing with the Kingdom of Esther Crust, they're going to be receiving the following 4 cards: Fortified Lockdown, Charlotte, Esther Crust Soldier, and 4. Fortified Lockdown is a great spell because it helps further just create this gridlock that your opponent is trying to get through if you are playing against a person playing as Esther Crust. Esther Crust is centered around their ability defensive and making an impenetrable force for you to not to be able to get through. And so having the spell is just yet another way to kind of drive your opponent nuts. They just can't get to your sacred. It essentially is like taking Skylight Fountain, where their Skylight Fountain's ability is that it can't be attacked if you have a card out in the field. Fortified Lockdown is essentially taking that ability and slamming it onto another sacred. So especially for Esther Crust players, if they can put this spell with an Esther Crust sacred, That is a dynamic duo and a powerful combination. Charlotte is just an excellent card for Esther Crust, where because they are slow to bring cards out on the field, anytime they lose a battle card, it is painful. So for Charlotte to come out onto the field, be attached to the Sacred, and be able to bring out 2 cards is a very effective ability for Esther Crust. Esther Crust Soldier is important because it is such a cheap card and has great stats and a great ability. Oftentimes, there's been times, I should say, where someone's been able to bring out 2 of them on turn 1 because he is so cheap. And so just to add another one to the Esther Crust starter deck just gives the person that is playing with Esther Crust an even better fighting chance to just kind of slow down their opponent and maybe gain an edge over their opponent. And again, with the token 4, just because the more Magicka you have, the better off you are. And plus 2, Esther Crust does kind of rely on some graveyard play. So if they can send 2 cards maybe to the graveyard and then bring out Charlotte, then they're looking just okay. And lastly, for those that are going to be playing with Furbish, they're going to be getting the 4 following cards: Washaways, Furbish Counselor, Written Law, and 4. Washaways is the only card type of its kind where it is a board wipe that sends cards effectively to the graveyard. Now, it can't become super powerful because it is very uncommon to have a board that is chock full of 10 battle cards, but nonetheless, Furbish lacks some firepower, and this is one of the few cards that Furbish has that they can use to prevent their opponent from building up a whole field full of cards. So it would be very effective against Esther Crust, but it would also be very effective against Linford. It would just be effective against any opponent, even if they're playing against another Furbish player. Furbish Counselor is Furbish's way of generating Magicka, and Furbish Counselor is just a great card to have because it can set you up for an explosive turn, and while you are waiting to get to that card that you are waiting to play, you can spend that 2 Magicka with his Impact 2 ability to keep Furbish Counselor alive until you are ready to explode with hopefully a very good turn. They have the spell Written Law, which is a neutral spell, and I covered this in a couple videos ago, but because Linford and Esther Crust have 2 very impactful abilities, for Furbish to have the spell Written Law at their disposal to prevent their opponent from using those abilities is just one thing that they can do to try to stall their opponent, annoy their opponent, and hopefully use it as a way to get an edge over their opponent. And lastly, again, the token 4, just because it's good to have more Magicka. And plus 2, Furbish's spells and some of their very good battle cards are expensive, so they need Magicka fast, and they need a lot of it in order for them to do what they need to do. That's all for this video. I hope you guys are interested in the tournament to come. There's going to be a video coming out later this week where I'm going to be giving you guys a prediction of who I think, or at least what kingdom I think is going to win, why I think each kingdom has a chance, and what their struggles will be. I'll also give you guys an idea of some of the cards that people are running, and then on Saturday, the day of the tournament, I'm hoping to post just a highlight video showing you guys what went down, and then from there, there's going to be plenty of gameplay content that I'm going to be able to share with you guys, so that way you can see the in-depth strategies and the other ideas that people brought to the tournament. Links will be in the description below for my Facebook and Instagram. Stay tuned for all these week's posts, as I'm trying to make a post each day this week leading up to the tournament, giving more details as to what will be in the tournament. I will also have links in the description below for the Game Crafter, where you can get your hands on one of the 3 starter decks for Esther Crust, Linford, and Furbish. More of the stuff will be slowly making the way to the Game Crafter, whether it be the booster packs, the booster box, or even the game mats. I want to thank you guys for watching this video and taking your precious time and spending it watching this content, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this video. Thanks for watching.